Well, Luke Bronin vows to take on Congressman John Larson for his congressional seat, but does he have a shot at winning in the 1st District? And will the longtime congressman stay in the race? Plus, Chris Murphy getting heat from the Red Sox fans after criticizing the team's owner. And there also could be some good news for our state's financial future. Joining us now to talk all about it is senior editor and columnist at Hearst, Connecticut Media. Good afternoon, Dan. Thank you. First question, though, with all these older candidates, why is Larson under attack, you think, with a more serious challenge, in your opinion, than others?
Well, the first reason is simply because his challenger, Luke Bronin, the former Hartford mayor from 2015 to 2023, is the most significant, best recognized, best able to raise money challenger to any of the 470-plus Connecticut politicians who will probably run for office again. That's Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro, Congressman Joe Courtney, and, of course, Governor Ned Lamont. They also are at the peak of their influence. By contrast, Congressman Larson was the chairman of the Democratic caucus in the House from 2009 to 2013. He's really not likely to pass his major piece of legislation, the Social Security reform, anytime soon, certainly not while Donald Trump is president. So for all those reasons and more, he also had a medical incident back earlier in the year. And that's, while it was thankfully not serious enough to prevent him from moving forward and doesn't seem to have lasting effects, that has optical effects. And so for those reasons, Luke Bronin is in position to make not only a serious challenge, but possibly to win.
Why would Larson stay in the race?
Larson's staying in the race because he knows he's very good at his job, and he still is good at his job. And while he's not the current voice of, the youth of the Democratic Party, Luke Bronin is making the argument that for the long run, we need to move forward to a person whose views and whose voice is more current. For the moment, Congressman Larson is pretty good at doing the one big thing he has to do, which is get money for Pratt & Whitney aircraft. That's a big part of the job. Not that Luke Bronin couldn't do it, but Larson's still effective.
Okay. And moving on, why is Chris Murphy facing the wrath of Red Sox fans?
Chris Murphy likes to get involved in issues, around the country, and he either not mistakenly, he purposefully, he tweeted that John Henry, the owner of the Boston Red Sox, should do a better job of taking care of concession employees who were on strike last week. Whether that strike continues is unclear to me. And he got skewered on social media because Aramark, the concessions company, employs those sellers of beer and ticket takers and so forth, not John Henry, the owner of the Red Sox.
Okay.
But just a few hours ago, the senator did kick back and said, come on, these billionaires always hide behind subcontractors to avoid moral responsibility. So the debate goes on.
All right, 30 seconds real quick. What's the good fiscal news for Connecticut?
Connecticut keeps coming in with more money. Since April, at the end of the session, when they had the latest report in April that said, here's how much money we have another $420 million. This was reported by our friend Keith Faniff at the Connecticut Mirror. And the money is, it's not that some rich person died. It's just that tax collections are strong and the governor will be in an even stronger position. Of course, Democrats can't spend that money and Republicans can't give it back because the budget has been set for the next 2 years.
Interesting. Dan Haar, thanks for being here. Dan writes about politics for CT Insider. You can read more with his columns on ctinsider.com. So if you're